Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 3 of Pinpoint. This one's titled Illegal Trade. It was another mundane day at the office for Shoto. He filed reports, organised training days and checked current incident details on his live feed, but nothing needed his attention. The clock struck 5 and he packed his things ready to leave the office when his phone rang. It was the inspector from the day before. Shoto, we have word that they are about to move another shipment. Are you interested in intercepting? Yes, came Shoto's reply. Where are they currently? Down at the cargo bay, Pier 5. We have eyes on them. They're just packing at the moment. No signs of pushing off just yet, the inspector said. Okay, stay put, I'm on my way. Should be there in 20 minutes. A short while later the inspector heard the door behind him open and he glanced back to see Shoto walking through. Any updates? Shoto asked, walking up beside him. Not yet, they're still packing. Good. Would you mind if I took a few of your men with me? I'm not expecting any trouble, but just in case. Yes, by all means, take as many as you need, the inspector gestured widely, indicating that Shoto could take all the men with him if he pleased. I'll take these two. Shoto pointed to the 2 men closest to him. Good luck, the inspector said, as the 2 closest officers accompanied Shoto out of the building. Shoto and the men walked down to the pier casually. He wasn't looking to cause any drama. He just wanted to look over the shipment to make sure that there weren't any real gems being illegally shipped. The workers that were packing the boxes froze when they recognised Shoto. They eyed the 2 officers with him and read the situation wrong immediately. Hey, hero, you can't arrest us for no reason, they said defensively with their arms up in surrender. We ain't done nothing wrong. Shoto raised a hand and shook his head. We are not here to arrest you. I would, however, like to have a look through your boxes. He sidled up to one of the boxes that still had the lid open and looked in. His hopeful gaze met a bunch of fake gems, and he set his face neutrally to hide his disappointment. May I see all your boxes, please? He asked them. They gave each other a nervous glance. Sure, one said, walking over to another box and gingerly opening it. It's all the same stuff, he said, trying to deter Shoto. Shoto picked up on his slightly nervous behaviour and put his hand in the box to feel around. He tapped on the inside of the bottom of the wooden box. It's hollow, he said out loud, beckoning to one of the officers to come forward. The 2 workers tensed. Officer, would you mind detaining these men a moment? Shoto asked the other officer who was standing by. The other officer walked over to the men standing beside them. The first officer had pulled all of the fake gems and crate packing out of the box by now and was looking for a way to open the bottom of the box. Shoto looked in and pulled on a small nail sticking out of the board, and a piece of the wood lifted, revealing a set of beautiful ruby gems underneath. The officer grabbed the 2 workers immediately before they had a chance to move, and Shoto walked purposefully towards them. Where did you get these stones? He asked abruptly. Man, we don't know, okay? All we do is pack the stuff. Take them back to the station for questioning, Shoto said to the officer. He turned to the other officer near the box. Call the inspector down. He may want to see this. Both officers went about their respective duties, and Shoto returned to the box, tenderly lifting one of the rubies out. He turned it gently in the dim light, and it sparkled delicately, and he smiled to himself as he admired it. Well done, the inspector's voice made him look up. How did you know that there were going to be real gems hidden in there? The inspector asked, walking up beside him. Just a hunch, Shoto replied with a shrug. Inspector, would there be any way to evaluate this gem and determine if it's of natural occurrence or made by quirk? He asked as he held the ruby out for the inspector to take. The inspector scrutinised the ruby and held it to the light. We could take it to the lab and have it tested, but what would that prove? I would be more inclined to fingerprint it, he mused. I see, said Shoto in a flat tone. Well, that would be more appropriate. He turned to leave. Well, Inspector, I will leave the rest to you and your men then. Shoto, are you sure there's no particular reason for your interest in these gems? The inspector asked again, his curiosity getting the better of him. No, sir, Shoto replied. Just trying to keep the crime rates down. Fair enough, the inspector said, turning to his men to give orders. Shoto looked into the box again as he made to walk past. At the very last minute he reached in and plucked out one of the gems and slid it into his pocket. No one noticed. He left the building. As he walked along the quiet streets, he pulled the gem out of it and into his hand, looking it over again. With his other hand, he reached for his phone and dialed a number, placing the phone to his ear. Yo, Yorozu? Hello. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. I have something I need your help with. Would I be able to see you tomorrow sometime? Yes, 3 p.m. is fine. I'll come to your lab. Thank you. Bye. He placed the gem back in his pocket and put his phone away. I'll just borrow this ruby for a little while, then I'll return it, he thought, replaying the images of you in his mind, sighing softly as he walked home. And there ends chapter 3. Oh, naughty Shoto, stealing a gem. What's he doing? Stay tuned for chapter 4.